Hey, you know what time it is.
It's time for the Heart to Heart Journey to Unconditional Love podcast.
Absolutely. I am your host, Delay Bloomer. That is my co-host, Harlan Brown. And Harlan Brown, what's going on? What's going on?
It's a good day to be here. So, yeah, things is good. Can't
Yes,
complain.
and we're rocking the Heart to Heart Journey to Unconditional Love podcast sweatshirts. She got the
Sweatshirts
one
and
without the
hoodie.
hoodie. Harlan Brown has the one without the hoodie. I have the one with the hoodie. So if you want them, please let us know. We'll get you one. You know, the proceeds go to our scholarships foundation. I'm going to say it again. We gave scholarships out over $20,000 this year. So we want to increase that number and get more students for next year. My goal is to make it 40,000 next year. So please support. Grab one of these. Just put it in the what is it called? Put it in the chat or what is it in
Yeah,
the
you put
notes?
it in a mess. You can leave a
Put it in
message.
messages or,
Yeah, or
or text us
send a
or
text
all the
or
platforms,
email.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah,
But we got a job to do. What's been going
let's
on?
get it.
Listen,
Let's get it
we
popping.
got to talk about some things. We got to have a heart to heart today. We've been having heart to hearts, but we got to have a heart to heart today. And this one, man, should I just drop the topic on them, or should we
Go
just
ahead and drop
build
the
up to it?
topic,
Okay, we're gonna drop the
please.
topic today, audience. We're gonna talk about full disclosure.
Full disclosure.
Yeah. What's the question? You got the question, Harlan Brown? What's the question? The question. The questions. Oh, it's the
The
questions. What you got?
question is,
Uh-huh.
oh my goodness, can you have full disclosure in your relationship? That's what
Yeah.
I have written down.
Yeah. Can you have full disclosure in your relationship? And what do we
Can you?
mean by that? So, what we're trying to get at today, audience, is a lot of times people in relationships and they don't have full disclosure in their relationships. And what I mean by that, there's certain unwritten rules of what you can and can't talk about. To give you
Right.
an example, um, I remember having conversation, being in a relationship, and we couldn't talk about exes because it got both of us worked up. You know what I mean? So that was something like that. So there are these rules that we have when people don't have full disclosure. And the reason, for whatever reason they feel that whatever they want to talk about, the pain, the trauma, the hurt, the anger comes out and it leads to arguments. But when you don't have full disclosure in your relationship, there's a wedge that's there. And we're trying to
Right.
help you today eliminate that wedge and try to do and not even try because trying to keep you in your same place.
Right.
So and just so that you can be one with your partner and have full disclosure where they know everything about you and you know everything about them. And I know there's some things that you don't want to talk about. I know for women, the first thing that comes to mind is if they've been violated at
Right.
some point in their lives. And that's a hard discussion, especially if it was well before that person met their spouse and it's trauma and they don't want to go back to it. But sometimes when you don't have that full disclosure, that pent up that's pent up inside you leads to outbursts, leads to anger, leads to things that can put a wedge in a relationship. And we're just here having a heart to heart saying, we know you want to keep this to yourself, but sometimes you have to have that full disclosure.
Yeah. You really do need to have, if you're going to be in a relationship, you really do need to have a full disclosure. Like, what I'm saying is that it takes time to get to that point, but be able to be comfortable and have those safe spaces where you can talk about the things that are closest to you, what can trigger you, what some things have happened in the past that have totally upset you or destroyed you, just know that if you're in a relationship with somebody who actually genuinely is you're really genuinely trying to build with, that information helps that person to understand you a little bit better, to get a clearer picture, so they're not thinking that maybe it's something that they have done, because 9 times out of 10 it's not something that they have done. It's usually a trigger from something else that has caused a shift in behavior or a shift in the way people perceive what you're doing. So yeah, it is definitely something that you need to really take in consideration, and don't hold anything against anybody if they don't know. They don't have the full story. So if they're only looking at half of a picture, how would they even begin to understand what is going on,
Yeah.
and how to help and how to be there for you in those times. So you just got to make sure that person is the person that you can trust to be there for you during these times.
Yeah,
And then they can talk, and then you can have these conversations, these real conversations.
absolutely. And I know it's deep pain. I know it's deep trauma. I know it's deep triggers. And I know, but a lot of times you can get your answer on why you lashed out at your husband and you lashed out at your wife or you lashed out at your partner, because this is something that was said was a trigger, and you might not even realize it's a trigger. But as the person is, your partner, your spouse may realize that, every time I talk about this certain thing, it gets to you. So what is it going on? What happened in your past? And it's just a question. They're not prying. They're not trying to get something out of you. They're not trying to violate and get into you to make you feel bad or anything like that. They're just trying to understand so that they can work together with you. I'm talking from a person or a significant other who's genuinely concerned about when a trigger happens, they want to get to the bottom of it to help their spouse with it. So this is coming from. And I know it's hard. I know it's tough, but you have to, I don't know, it would be to your best benefit if you started to give full disclosure in your marriage. Now, I understand full disclosure can come with a price, because if you get a divorce or if you guys are not together anything, then this person has a deep dark secret of yours. And a lot of times in anger, they will tell somebody else. So I get that's probably why you wouldn't want to have full disclosure with your mate, your spouse, your significant other. And I can see the hesitation on that. You know, what do you think, Holland Brown? I mean,
I
I'm right
mean,
there.
you can have, if you, anything that you have to disclose to your significant other, anything that you need to talk to them about, anything, we got to let guards down at some point. Like, we can't just walk around guarded our entire lives. We got to let our guards down at some point. And I just feel like if you get mad at me, if we break up, if we get a divorce, whatever happens, happens. Like, I'm not thinking that I know people guard themselves because they think that this can expose me to this can expose me. But at the end of the day, if you are in a genuine relationship and the the openness is 100% open on both parts, then that means you both have things that can be hurtful or can be harmful. But it doesn't mean that, I don't know, I've never been so mad at somebody that I wanted to destroy them. I'm just gonna say that.
Oh, well,
I
you
just
lucky.
feel like, yeah, I just I know that there's people out there. I'm just saying, personally for me, I just don't feel that need to destroy somebody else, because I don't get that angry at people that I feel that that's where I need to be. Um, but in saying that, yes, there are people that are out there that will do that, but does that even make you feel any better that you have to keep guarding yourself because you're scared of what somebody might think of you or what they might say about you? things happen to everybody. Everybody. Somebody has a story about something that happened to them that traumatized them or put them in a bad space that they needed to um, work on and process as an adult to get through, or it has happened in their adulthood that they have to get through. So there's nobody out here exempt from having challenges and issues. It's just how you handle them. Are you going to guard them? Are you going to grow from them? Are you just going to keep them in your private vault and just hold on to them and don't want to disclose anything and have your partner second guessing everything that happens? Or do you want to be in an open a relationship that's open to communication, into feelings, into expressing yourselves and being freely to express yourself? Because I feel like that's a level of freedom that a lot of people don't get a chance to experience.
Yeah, but I look at it from this perspective. I'm gonna go on the other side of it. I don't
Hmm.
want my business in the streets. I don't want
Yeah.
it in the streets. You know what I'm saying? I don't want my business in the streets. So I will gatekeep, guard that, because I don't want that out there, and I don't trust you enough to not have you not talk about it if we break up. But
And
I
that's
am going
the
to say this.
and that's it right there. The trust. You don't have enough
Yeah, but I am
trust
going to
to
say this.
say that, to open up. So then
Yeah.
that's another level of trust that needs to be developed.
Yeah, and again, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say that that could be what's holding you back in your relationship, because you're
Hmm.
holding all this trauma, past trauma in you, and when it triggers, you're mad at the world. You lash out. You do things that are uncommon for your character, and I understand that it's very traumatic for you, but at some point you have to deal with it anyway, because if you
Yeah.
don't, then it can cause either stress in your life, it cause a rift in your relationship, a rift in your marriage, a rift in things, and there seems to there's a separation, there's a wedge, there's
Yeah.
something that is going to prevent you from having that journey to unconditional love. See, we want to go to unconditional love. And to have that unconditional love, you can't have that without full disclosure. And that's the heart to heart that Harlem Brown and I come to talk to you about, because that's important and you moving forward in your relationship. And we got to drop the scripture. We got to drop the
Absolutely.
scripture. So
Yeah.
what scripture we got for them? Boom. Proverbs
Proverbs
24 and
24.
26. Can you read that for the audience there, Harlem Brown?
An honest answer is like a kiss on the lips. Period.
An honest answer is like a kiss on the lips. Now, don't I don't want to hear it. When you kiss your significant other, you feel special. You feel like the world is just, oh man, like you feel good. So it's the same thing when you're opening up about your and being full and having full disclosure for things that are going on in your life, with your significant other, with your partner, with the
Right.
person that you said and vowed to till death do you part. So it would behoove you to begin that process of full disclosure, because, say it one more time there, Harlem Brown. It's like
An honest answer is like a kiss on the lips.
an honest answer. So when you get asked the question, is there anything wrong? Give the honest answer. Say, yes, you know what? I did have this in my life. Somebody violated me, and this is how I feel. I've been holding on to this so long, and it felt like a burden. And a lot of times that weight is lifted off your shoulders.
Absolutely.
Like, I couldn't deal with the death of my good friend, or the death of my parents, and that's why I feel this way. That's why anytime a song comes on, or anytime whatever, my mood changes, because it's so deep. I can't talk about it. But when
Right.
you can't talk about it, there is a burden. It does feel like something is like weighing
On
down
your
on your shoulder,
shoulders.
and you feel you're you're slouched over. You're feeling down. You're feeling sad. But
Yeah.
one more time, what's that verse?
An answer, an honest answer is like a kiss On the
And
lip.
honest answers like a kiss on the lips. And you know, the first time you kissed that person that you were attracted to, the person that you wanted to marry, the person that became your fiance, the person that became your boo, the person that became your best friend. You know what that felt like. And that's what it's going to feel like when you give full disclosure. Proverbs 24 and 26.
Yes.
These podcasts go by so fast. I know our time is almost up.
15 minutes. Yeah.
But again, full disclosure is something that you want to think about. Read the scripture, understand it, understand that, you know, an honest answer when your significant others ask you what's wrong. Give them the honest answer. Let them know what's on your mind. Get those traumas and those triggers out of your heart, out of your soul.
Right.
Let that burden be lifted. Let that
Yes.
burden be lifted. Because
And it
again,
definitely goes both ways. Men have to, men don't disclose a lot of stuff, but it's
right.
it's important for a woman to understand when there are traumas in their lives, or if there's something that they're dealing with personally. I know that you think you the man and you're supposed to handle it by yourself, but if
Yep.
you have a partner, why are you handling it by yourself? If you choose to handle
Exactly.
it by yourself, then you exclude your partner, so your partner has no clue of what's going on. So how does she know why, mood changes or
Yep.
there's no
Yep. Yep.
response to something? So, that's I just wanted to put that out there because I know a lot of times people think it's just, just a woman, disclosing stuff or just, trying to be open and being honest, but it's on both sides. It's like women have a hard time too trying to figure out what is going on when men just continue to shut down or just who don't say anything or everything is fine. So
Yeah. And you know, we've also have that truth will set you free. Being free and having unconditional love is one and the same. When you have that unconditional love for your significant other, you can't have that unless you have full disclosure, first of all. But if you want that ultimate relationship, if you want that person that's going to be around you, that person that you want for the rest of your life, and again, you pledged yourself to them. You've given yourself to them. You sacrificed yourself for them. You're doing the things that you want to be with them, to build a life with them. So why not have full disclosure with them so that you guys can work on it together, build together? And it's not just one-sided. Don't think that because you fully disclose to him or her, that person should also want to fully disclose to you too, because you're going to let them know how it felt to finally get it off your chest, finally get it off your mind, finally having that burden lifted. And when I tell you, when a burden is lifted off your life changes. But think about this: when a burden is lifted off your life and your significant other, your partner, your spouse, your boo helped you do it, it becomes even more special.
yes.
Any last words? I know I hate that these podcasts go so fast, but any last words?
Nope, don't have any last words. Just be open and be honest.
Yeah, so listen, Proverbs 24:26, put that in the rotation. Proverbs 24:26, put that in the rotation. Again, full disclosure, get that burden lifted off. Get that burden lifted off because you don't want to have that for the rest of your life. It causes wedges. It
Yeah.
causes dissension. It causes people splitting up, people breaking up, and you don't want to break up over something that you can easily talk. Like I say, easily talk about, but it might be hard. But once you start talking about it, it does become easier for you to talk it out, get it out, and you'll feel much better when it does come out. So as I end all my podcasts, how do I end all my podcasts? I don't even think you know how I end all my podcasts, all around. But as I end all my podcasts, trying to do something will keep you in the same place. But when you actually do something, your place has no limitations. I am your host, the late bloomer. That is my co-host, Harlan Brown, and we'll see you next week.
Next week.
Yes.